Yo, what's good everybody, it's Malcolm Crawford. I'm here today to do a manga review of the two new manga, Tenpinz and SoulxSearch by Namiware. Let's get into it. Tenpinz and SoulxSearch are two new manga produced by the brand Namiware. Namiware is an anime streetwear brand. It's super cool. They got a bunch of dope stuff on there. At MomoCon, I actually met the owner, Dom, and he gave me a copy of their new manga, Tenpinz. I'd been saying I was going to get one for a while, but I just never got around to it, and he gave me a physical one. Man, I was so excited. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It took me a while to get to it. I've been really busy lately, so I hadn't got a chance to read it. But yesterday, I picked it up, I read it, and I actually ended up reading the whole thing. I enjoyed it so much that I went to their website and checked out the SoulxSearch manga, which they also produce, and I read that too. So I'm a huge fan of both of these. I actually enjoyed them a lot, and I want to do a review of these for you guys. First and foremost, I want to talk about how important it is that Dom and Namiware are producing these manga. I feel like as anime fans, as manga fans, as comic book fans, whatever, we all have dreams of starting our own comic book, starting our own anime, starting our own whatever. I actually have one that I've been writing for the last couple years. It's not in production or anything, but it's just a dream that everybody has. So the fact that he's actually going and he's creating these things and he's making them happen, it's really important for the culture because Namiware has already become a staple in the anime streetwear culture, and this is only solidifying that even more. And to piggyback off of that, it's even more important that there's representation in these books. All of the main characters in both of these manga are people of color, and I think that that is really important. As a young kid who grew up enjoying these types of things, there weren't always a bunch of people of color that I can look up to and be like, wow, I see those people and I can see myself in those people. And I feel like that's a thing that's starting to change in the culture. As time has gone on, I think that we've gotten a lot more people of color in front of the big screen and on manga and comics and all that. But I like that this is just helping solidify that even more. And before we go any further, let me get one thing straight. This is a manga. Yes, it was created by an American. It wasn't created in Japan, whatever. I can see it. This is manga quality, the art quality, this is manga quality. It's a manga. If you ever read a webtoon, most of those are Korean. Those are called manhwa. There's French manga that are called something else. You can make manga and not be Japanese. It's a thing, it happens, and I think that we need to just get over that. I've been seeing a bunch of people online hating on it, saying that it's not a real manga because it's created by a person of color, because it's created by an American, and I just want to let y'all know, this is 1000% a manga. When it gets picked up by a production company that makes anime, it will be an anime. You don't have to be Japanese to make these things. It's a global thing. It just is. Let's get into the actual review itself. Just off rip before reading it, the quality is fire. It's high quality. The pages are thick. The art is high quality. Everything about it is very, very legit. I'm not gonna say that I wasn't expecting it to be high quality because I was, but the quality is on a new level of professionality. This is as good as any softcover comic book, or manga as you're gonna see. It's very, very, very legit. The quality of the art, incredible. I don't know who drew it or the illustrators actually on here. It was illustrated by Lambowski. They drew their ass off, bro. This shit looks so legit. I'm gonna let y'all see a couple of these pages. This is legit as hell, and it's interesting to look at. You know, it's beyond just basic pictures, all the same thing. Nah. Even though it's in black and white, just like most manga, they do a very good job of conveying texture, of conveying different colors and shades, and you can see the cross-hatching on here. It's honestly is stunning and gorgeous to look at. Even in this page, the water forms and stuff like that, this shit is cool as hell. Even though this is a sports manga and it's pretty true to life, it still has that level of fantasy aspect in there. There are different bowling forms which are kind of similar to the forms in Demon Slayer, how the people in that world can't see it, but we can see it as the viewer. The grandpa does a water form in here. I think there's another page where somebody does, yeah. He does a bear form right here. Like, there's a bunch of really cool forms and things that you can do in the manga, which I think is really, really cool. I feel like as far as storytelling goes, one thing that a lot of people tend to miss out on is they like to tell you a lot of stuff, but they don't really show you. The thing that I really like about this manga is it's only one chapter in, but you can tell that there's a whole bunch of lore and details that happen before we even come into the story. Like, the main character is beefing with one of his old best friends. Their moms used to be friends. Like, there's a lot of background stuff that's happening that is going to unfold as we continue on in the story. And I think that that keeps it really interesting. It makes you want to keep reading because there are things that you want to know. There are things that you want to learn. So you have to keep reading to find that out. To give a critique, the only real critique I have is maybe the paneling on a couple of these pages. There were a few pages where I was a little confused as to what order I was supposed to read things. But other than that, there wasn't really much, and it didn't really affect my reading experience too much. The second manga that I'm going to review is SoulxSearch, also by Namiware. I'm gonna pronounce the X. I pronounce the X in Hunter x Hunter. I pronounce the X in Spy X Family. So I'm gonna pronounce the X in SoulxSearch. I don't care if y'all don't like it. But honestly, I like sports manga and anime a lot. So I thought I was gonna like Tenpinz more. But personally, I think I like SoulxSearch a little bit more. Also, I don't have the physical book for that yet. I'm gonna order it, but it is free to read on the Namiware website. So if you wanna read it, go over to namiware.com and you can read it over there. The SoulxSearch story is pretty original. Basically what happens is there's a kid, he's more of a loner and outcast, and he gets bullied a lot. And he ends up meeting some new friends who save him from some bullies, and he kind of starts hanging out with them and becomes family with them. These kids are taking this new drug that hit the market called Abyss, and they get them to all take the drug together, and they kind of get teleported into this new world after taking the drug. They all believe that they're just tripping off of drugs, which they might be. We're not sure as readers yet, but I believe they might actually be in that world. I feel like the soul search part of the story is probably gonna have something to do with them having to find their souls or do something to get back to the real world. That's my prediction. I don't know. That one is really, really good. I like that one a lot. I like realism and I like sports anime, but I like how much of a fantasy aspect there was in this one. And personally, for my liking, I like the art style of that one more. The art style felt very familiar. It felt like a 90s manga or anime. It kind of reminded me of like a Soul Eater or a Hunter x Hunter or something of the sort. It felt really familiar and cool. And then on top of that, because this is produced by Namiware, they're also selling the hat of the main character on their website, which I'm gonna need to cop. Probably can't wear it because I got too much hair, but even still, I think that that's a really cool aspect that's gonna go into there. If you guys get an opportunity to read these, I highly recommend it. They're on the Namiware site. Go ahead, check them out. I would highly recommend reading it. If you do get a chance to read it, go ahead. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear you guys' opinions on it. I really like it. I want to know if you guys like it. I think it'll be a really cool thing to talk about, and I highly recommend it for everybody, especially people of color. I think it's just really cool to have that representation and be able to read stories by people of color with people of color in the book. I think that that's such a cool aspect, and it makes me want to support it even more. I want to give one last thank you to Dom for giving me this book. I really appreciate it. And I'm definitely going to keep up with the franchise and all the books that you guys produce from here on out. But that's all I got for this review. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.